Metroid. We all know the name of the long-running series, the well-renowned saga known for exploration and its silent protagonist. Those who have followed Samus through previous games will be a little shocked by the changes, as Other M takes on a much more action-oriented pace, with much less focus on adventure and more on the storyline for our heroine. Has Team Ninja gone too far, or is this a welcome change for the series? We return to Samus after the events in Super Metroid. The galaxy is quiet after her success with the destruction of the Metroid species. During one of her routine patrols, she receives a distress call from a nearby station. Upon investigating it, she discovers her old soldier unit has arrived before her. Yet instead of a reunion, they soon find out that the station is flooded with aliens. So Samus must work in tandem with the people she left behind while trying to find out the source of the turmoil on the station. Unlike previous games, Samus is no longer a silent hero. It is from her lips that you will learn the story of Other M. Through a somewhat emotionless voice, she will narrate her feelings on current situations and her past.
Any objections, lady?
The thumbs up sign had been used by the Galactic Federation for ages. Me? I was known for giving the thumbs down during briefing.
Most of this develops through cutscenes similar to something you would see out of the Metal Gear Solid series. The story, however, is pretty ho-hum, and most of the time you will only pay attention to the action, mostly due to the fact that the story elements pop up every so often, so you'll be more focused on combat than the story. Metroid Other M employs a series of gameplay styles from previous Metroid games. It also introduces a lot of the fast-paced action from games like Ninja Gaiden. This is mostly due to the fact that it is a much more action-oriented affair. Players will have to utilize a variety of ways to defeat enemies, which consist of a lot of flipping around the Wii remote. If you're not holding the controller sideways and pressing the D-pad to dodge, you'll be pointing at the screen trying to lock onto an enemy to get a missile attack. It's a very unique way to play, and it comes off as fun and challenging at the same time. A majority of it consists of having entertaining battles with the simplest of enemies. Yet when you face a boss, you have to measure just when to fire off that missile. It's good that it still retains that Metroid style while feeling like a totally different game. The bulk of it comes in the form of exploration sequences that you're thrown into before a pivotal boss fight begins. Other situations require you to look around your surroundings in first-person view to search for openings, or areas that need to be broken into to continue. As you gain new items, you'll be able to go back and access areas you couldn't before. There are also a variety of puzzles to solve which keep in flow with the tried and true Metroid formula. The aiming system has been automated when in the standard fighting mode. It's pretty handy since shooting comes second to avoiding attacks. There are also a few platform elements throughout, and Samus can still switch to a ball and roll through obstacles. She can also drop her makeshift bombs, and she even has the ability to charge them up to decimate an area. Samus will unlock features for her suit as she gets deeper into the station. She will still find a variety of items scattered about different locations, but a majority of the time her suit functions will be limited by the orders of the squad leader Adam, which Samus will follow to the letter even if it puts her at a significant disadvantage, like the lava level for instance, where she has to take fire damage before finally being ordered to use her heat resistance. It's pretty hard to die in Metroid Other M, and that's due to the fact that Samus can usually save herself by using a move called concentration. If her health gets into the lower numbers, players can tilt the Wii remote up and press the A button to regenerate her health. This also works for refueling your missile supply if you're running low. Don't be fooled though, there will be plenty of times where you won't have the option of using this tactic.
Hey Princess, does this view bring back any memories? Yeah, looks like the training grounds of the Galactic Federation.
The graphics are pretty good for the most part, even if some of the character models could use some work. Samus on the other hand looks amazing with her armor adorned body. The game also has some pretty good visual flair for special abilities or the sense of speed when Samus is rolling through a duct. Even the backdrops come off as impressive, with some gorgeous outside locations and creepy underground dwellings to explore. It's just a shame that most of the enemy models come off as unimpressive. It's good that you won't be worrying about the models as you blast them into oblivion. It's all about Samus and how she defeats her enemies. Samus can now get up close and personal with her opponents and finish them off in one blast. She can also latch onto flying enemies and tear the wings off of them, or bound from multiple enemies for a quick finisher. For the most part, Samus has become a much more entertaining fighter to watch. It also helps that the sound plays an integral part of the gameplay, especially the music, which does a good job at keeping things suspenseful. You will get used to the sound of screeching enemies and your blaster charging from the Wii remote. There are even a few cues like listening to the sound of rustling bushes to the familiar Metroid theme as you load a save game. It's just a shame that some of the voice acting can come off as dull.
You okay, princess? I wanted to give you some cover earlier, but this thing takes forever to charge.
Metroid Other M is a great addition to the series, and even though it has a few issues like the voice acting, it's still an extremely fun game to play, especially due to how amazing the boss fights can be. If you're looking for a new Metroid experience or have just been introduced to the series as a whole, Other M is not to be missed. It receives a B from Half-Ass Gaming. It reaches a good balance between all of the Metroid games.
The finality of it struck me once again.